Hey guys, how's it going? So a couple weeks ago, I did an unboxing of some items that I got from Classic Firearms. And one of those was the UTG AR-15 30 round magazine. And this is the UTG model number RBT-AM30. It features a durable, impact-resistant, glass, fiber-reinforced, matte black polymer construction. It has a 4-way anti-tilt follower, so if you press down on the front, you see it's still going to go up and down smoothly instead of cambering downward like it does on some of the older USGI styles. So it has a nice blue anti-tilt follower, and that would apply for side to side as well as front to back. So pretty cool. It also has a nice grip texture with these little nubs that stick out on the side that, by the way, I think are actually quite comfortable. You can really just grab onto there with the quite aggressive texturing. It just feels like you get a really good grip, and that would be when you're removing it from the mag pouch or inserting, or if you had a malfunction and had to yank it out of the rifle. So that's pretty cool too. Now these also have the sight window where you can see your rounds here. It starts with 15 here near the top and goes all the way down to your 30 round mark. So that's pretty cool. Also features, the over insertion stops, which is nice here. And it also has a removable flared floor plate. And I think that's what's actually kind of cool about this. Kind of sort of almost like a Ranger plate for a PMag, if you will. It extends out on the bottom here. It also has a slot where, if that's your thing, you could put a piece of paracord or a little type lanyard. Some people like to use that to hook their finger around and pull out of their mag pouch or from the rifle. So that's pretty cool. Overall, my first impressions of this mag were actually really quite nice. Now, I bought these from Classic a few weeks back for about 12 bucks a piece. I also noticed when I went into my local gun shop, which is here in southeastern Michigan, Super Match G&A. Great shop, by the way. Shout out to them. If you're ever in the area, you should stop by. He's got ammo in stock, guns, and he had these magazines. And I was talking to another customer there, and I said, hey, I'm getting ready to do a review on those. And he said, you know what? I bought these and I think they're pretty cool. So I've been hearing some good feedback locally on these. And I also went out to the range. So in just a couple minutes here, we're going to go out to the range together and you're going to watch me, shoot my AR-15 with these mags. But overall, I'm actually having a pretty good first impression of them. Just the overall ergonomics of it, if you will. I really like this base plate. The follower seems very nice. And UTG, they're actually a local company here in Michigan. They're out of Livonia, Michigan. Now, yes, these are made in Taiwan, so it's foreign manufacture, but still sold by a company that's local here, and much of the profit is going into the United States and the state of Michigan. And glad to see if they're going to be foreign made, that they're from Taiwan and not China, right? So the other thing I would note on here, these do have a stainless steel spring, so a high quality model there in the spring. And let's take a quick look here. Let's check it out and see how these fit. So here's my A2 style AR. This is a double star with a double star lower receiver out of Kentucky there. And right now I have a USGI style in here, which I like. Nothing wrong with a good old USGI. These are cool. Let me do a quick side by side just for some guys that are a little newer into ARs and magazines. So here's what it's going to come down to. They're both very lightweight. The USGI is going to be slimmer. So you can just see right here, in pretty much every way, it's going to be much shorter from top to bottom. They're about lined up equally there. Let me switch it around this way so you guys can actually see. You've got at least half to almost 3/4 of an inch, probably closer to 3/4 of an inch of additional length, which is a plus or a minus. You have very little texture in here. Rather smooth and slick on the sides, whereas we have quite a bit of texturing both on the back and the front and the sides of this polymer UTG magazine. This could, in theory, crack, especially people sometimes worry about feed lips, right? If you keep it loaded to capacity for a long time, polymer mags, PMags for example, have been known that the feed lips like to stretch. That would be a con to the polymer. Whereas I've never known feed lips to stretch on a USGI mag, even if it's stored for a long period of time. And when I say USGI, I mean either original and this here being an actual original Colt manufacturer, or the modern D&H ones that you buy from Palmetto and places like that. You're not going to have problems with feed lip stretching, but this is rather thin aluminum, and these are known to dent when you drop them. So you could end up with a dent somewhere along the side and find that the spring gets caught up, or the follower, where you can't feed anymore. So there's no such thing as an indestructible AR mag. I've owned them all over the years. They've all got their pros and cons. So this is going to take up less room in your gear. This takes up a little more gear. Pulling it out of a mag pouch, by far, this is going to go to the UTG with the extra grip, this extended plate, floor plate that you can grab onto and pull, attach a lanyard, all of that. So, depending on your pouch setup, this could be better for ease of pulling it out. This could be better because it takes up less space. Feed lips is probably going to go to the USGI style, right? The old USGI used to have a follower that was known to cause tilting problems, and it would bind sometimes. Now, I've upgraded this to a modern anti-tilt follower, so that's no longer an issue here. Of course, the UTG comes with the anti-tilt follower. So, original USGI, the wind's going to go to the UTG, but there is the upgraded followers, and in this case, this is the Magpul follower that they make that fits these USGI like it's nothing. So, there you go. Cost, they're about the same. I'm seeing these for sale for about 10 bucks right now. Not the Colt, but the D&H, which is almost the same thing. These, 12 bucks to 14 bucks, depending where you look. So, they're similar. Maybe a little bit more for the polymer. We've got a sight window here, which is nice. You can see where your rounds are on both sides. We're not going to have that in the USGI. As far as how it looks, if you have a tactical looking build, this is going to look cooler, right? If you're going for the more classic retro look, you're going to have one of these for the right look. So, that's going to be a personal preference too. I don't know. I like them both, to be quite honest, guys. But back to the UTG. Let's see how it fits this double star A2. I'm going to try to do this the best I can on camera. So it clicks right in from that angle. Let's try it from the bottom. Clicks right in. I'm not really having to do much. Now, it's a habit of mine. I always like to give my, mags a nice smack. But it actually clicks in place pretty easy. So there you go. I usually get it started, give it a smack. That's just how I do all of my AR mags. So, fits right in there just fine. If you're doing this type of hold on the front of your receiver, which I see a lot of people doing, it provides nice comfortable area for the pinky and the ring finger to wrap around. So, definitely nice and ergonomic there, if that's how you hold your rifle. I tend to shoot more from the forearm here, but that's a preference, right? Now we're going to hit the magazine release. Drops free. I bought 2 of these, so let's check the second one here. Insertion. Nice. Also drops free. In the initial unboxing, it wasn't quite dropping free. Someone brought it to my attention while you have the rifle on a little angle. That may have been part of it. Plus, new polymer mag. I just had to reinsert it a few times. Kind of just wore in, if you know what I'm saying. So, that's how a lot of stuff is. Always check your mags with your rifle, because sometimes they require a little breaking in. So, there you go. If you have the rifle completely vertical, it does indeed drop free. It's hard sometimes when you're filming these videos to get the camera angle perfect, and I'm far from a professional, as you guys already know. But I like hanging out with you all. So, what are you going to do about it, right? Alright, so it's fitting good in my double star A2 style. For those of you that like to shoot upside down, it appears you're going to be just fine there too. Hey, you never know. All kinds of people watch these videos. Alright. Let's try it in another rifle that I have here. This is a build I did a few years back. This is built off of a Tapco receiver. I don't even think they make AR receivers anymore, but there you go. There's the Tapco. If the camera will zoom in on it. And this has a PMag that has the matching camo pattern. Let me get that back in the frame of the camera here. Sorry, guys. Drops free. Let's try the UTG. Insertion feels fine. Drops free. Let's try the other one here. Everything feels good there. I'm trying to do this where you guys can actually see it here. I know this isn't how you normally hold your rifle, but there we go. Completely drop free for you. That's actually a good camera angle. So yeah, appears to insert and fit about the same as the P-Mag. As far as it dropping free goes, both of them drop free perfectly fine. The P-Mag hit the ground, which isn't going to be a problem here. So yeah, I'll hold up a P-Mag next to it just so you guys can see a comparison. Along the back, they're going to be very similar. Really, really close, right? You're going to see the enhanced floor plate though on the UTG, where it clearly sticks out, almost like a kind of sort of a Magpul Ranger plate, if you will, right? We'll look at the side-to-side profile difference there. So, if that's your preference. Now, I found I actually like this kind of floor plate here. So, there could be a scenario where you end up with basically a type of double feed where you're going to go to hit that mag release and it's not going to want to come free. We're going to pretend here. And you really have to grab onto the mag and rip it out of the rifle. And I'm finding that it's giving me a nice area here where I can really grab on and get quite a bit of grip. So I'm going to grab here. This nice round texturing is really nice, along with giving me a nice place for my pinky and the heel of my hand to really grab on with this extended, rather enlarged floor plate. So I'm really able to yank that mag out of there if it was indeed jammed. So that's pretty cool. And I would note, totally removable, serviceable magazine with the floor plate. You've got the button, if you will, that you push down in, slide her on off of there. So that's pretty cool. I did that backwards. You're going to slide it on off of there. So yeah, my overall impressions are, they're pretty nice. I own 2 of them. I own all kinds of AR mags, and there's several brands that I like. There's a few I stay away from, but I'm really liking these. I'm glad I bought them. I think I'm going to buy a couple more. We'll take it out to the range and see what happens here, and you guys can decide for yourself. I'm in no way affiliated with UTG. I could care less, but yeah, after me just finding these online, the price seemed pretty good. They were available, and then seeing them at my local gun shop today and hearing people talking about them, I thought, well, you know, I'll do this follow-up video because I think they're pretty cool. Let me load up a couple rounds real quick. This is something else I noticed. Let me just say this first. I like Magpul mags. They're great. But I actually noticed that loading these UTGs is a little bit easier than the Magpuls. I don't know what it is. Just something about the shape. So I'm going to load up. This is some of the Tula ammo. 223, 55 grain steel case. It kind of gets caught on the back. Now I'm going to go forward a little bit more with it. They're going in there. Not a problem. Just with a little bit more of a clank. Okay? Look, guys, I'm splitting hairs here. It's not that they're hard to load. But I noticed right away that this UTG is actually so much easier to load. It's like they almost self-center. Let's just say you came in a little bit too far from the front. See how I'm poking out a little bit there? It just kind of like self-centers itself. Let me do that again. Okay. The bullet's definitely protruding past the front feed lip. That normally will kind of lock the mag up. Let's put the next round in here. It actually just went right down in. Let's try another one. See? They just keep going, even though I'm specifically on purpose right now making it where the bullet tips are slightly protruding, proud of the front of the mag. They're able to, it's just able to kind of self-center them. Let's see if you can see from the back here. You can clearly see that I'm staggered. That top round is forward of the rest of the rounds, right? There you go. You can see it right there, right? But it's like it has this self-centering thing where I keep pushing down. Now that one I probably went a little bit too far with, but let's see what happens. It's sticking out like 1/8 of an inch in front of the mag, right? And it actually somehow just self-centered itself back down in. Look at this, guys. I'm purposely doing this, making it where the bullet is sticking forward of the front of the mag, and they just kind of keep on going in. See? Same thing again. This is not even how I normally load, but here's the cool part. I can just kind of shove rounds in this thing however I want. So That's one of the other main things I'm liking about this. Now the P-Mag. Again, I'm not knocking these. I own these guys. But the P-Mag, when you do that and you make the bullet stick out a little bit proud of the front of the mag. Let's try this here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See that? It's sticking out from the front. I really had to push to overcome. Like, really had to clank it in there. I know it's hard for me to show like how hard I'm pushing on camera. But trust me, guys, I'm really pushing. And you can kind of see that clank. And then you have to kind of do this kind of thing. I've not one time, and I've loaded these several times. I've never yet had to do one of these with this UTG mag. Whereas this one, yeah, you know, listen to this. A lot more solid. There's a little bit less like front to back, forward to aft movement of the loaded rounds. So, hey, a lot of people love Magpul. It's your favorite one. If it's meeting or even slightly exceeding a Magpul, yeah, that's why I was kind of excited to talk about this again. So, sorry, I got a little bit in depth, a little nerdy here, but hopefully some of this that I'm talking about applies to new AR owners in general. A lot of people have been asking me some basic AR-15 questions, so hopefully this helps you out a little bit with that. But yeah, the loading of these, there's just something about it, man. It's really cool. I'm just loading them up and kind of just having a good time, and I'm quite impressed with it too. Now, 5.56, 5.56 by 45, 223, same difference with these mags. 300 Blackout. You can also load 300 Blackout in these mags. They're the same exact magazine. However, I'm going to grab a 300 Blackout mag here. This is a Magpul P-Mag. Notice what I did here. I wrote 300 on it. I put 300 down into the dot there. Also on the other side with a Sharpie marker, I wrote 300. So yes, you can put 300 Blackout in these. You can feed them through your 300 Blackout. Make sure you label them. That's just my opinion. And make sure that when you're going out to the range with buddies, that you're keeping everything straight. Don't just let your buddy grab random mags out of your pouch. You've got to kind of police these and keep these totally separate if you're bringing your 300 Blackout chambered AR and your 5.56. Because here's the deal. It's the same bolt and carrier, guys. It's the same mags. Everything's the same except for the barrel. Now, we have 22 caliber, 223. We have 300, which is a 30 caliber. 5.56, 7.62. You see the issue here? Almost 50% bigger. You can chamber. It is possible to chamber a 300 Blackout into a 223 5.56 chamber. And for the bolt to close on it. And for you to pull the trigger and it detonate and kaboom. Best case scenario, your rifle's toast. Your barrel, probably your receiver. Worst case scenario, somebody's going to get hurt. So, these are 5.56 223 mags. Will they hold 300 Blackout? Absolutely. 100%. Label them. Make sure that whoever you're on the range with is aware. If you're bringing both rifles out at the same time, you guys are adults. I don't give you advice on here. Just giving you the heads up if you're new to this platform, what to look out for. So, definitely come up with a system here. But yeah, 300 Blackout's going to fit in here just like nothing. That was the moral of the story. And we can see the difference here between the 5.56 or 223 and the 300 Blackout. So, there you go. All right, let's go out to the range. We're going to see how this shot. I took it out with my Double Star 8.2. And let's go see what happens. And we're going to come back and decide whether it actually fired with this. Alright, I'm going to try out this new UTG mag. This is the one that I showed in the unboxing the other day. And we're shooting some 5.56 Federal American Eagle. So let's see how this mag works. Insertion's good. Chambered the first round, that's a good sign. Alright. Looks like everything fed good, actually. Yeah, I really like the grip on this mag. Pulls out of the mag well really easy, actually. Alright, well, it shot just fine. Chambered, fed, last round, held open. So, there we go. I've got a couple rounds in here. Let me take this empty one. I'll show you guys that function real quick before we go. There we go. Holds open on the last round. We're going to hit our release. Close the bolt on an empty chamber. Haven't had any problems with these holding back. No failures to feed problems. None of that. We're going to come over here from the top. See how much this drops free. And it falls right out into the ground, which is perfectly good because it's in perfect shape. It only fell 3 feet. Alright, well, just helping you guys out a little bit here. Maybe the video was boring for some of y'all, but a lot of people have been asking me about little things like this, like AR mags. What do you recommend? Well, I like the USGI. They're nice. I tried to explain the pros and cons earlier. Magpul, they're good. They're kind of status quo. Here's a windowed PMag. Here's one of the non-windowed versions. Time will tell for sure. I haven't shot thousands of rounds through these, but I've shot these enough. The ergonomics of it, I'm kind of liking the UTG, so I'd recommend trying a couple out if you want my honest opinion. I'm liking pretty much everything about them so far, to be honest. And like I said, made in Taiwan, Michigan company. So there you go. All right, guys. I'll catch up to you soon. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.